In this video, we're going to take a look at what podcasting is. If you blog for a little while, you're bound to come across this word podcasting. And I know when I first got started and podcasting came around as I was a blogger, I was a little confused on what it was. I knew it had something to do with audio or something like that. So I wanted to just briefly go over what podcasting is, and if you decided to get started in it, maybe a few tools that you'll use to get started. So I found this picture online and it explains it pretty well. It shows, like, on the left hand side here, the podcaster records audio, or they can also record video, which is content, and it gets converted into a file which goes into a specific format so that people can listen to your recording on, let's say, a phone or an iPod or over their computer or something. And that gets translated into what's called an RSS, which I go over in another video what RSS is. But this particular RSS is a podcast version of RSS. It's just designed to work a little bit better with things like a iPod or some other device to listen to music or some kind of talking over the air, so to speak. Whereas like a regular WordPress RSS would be more for text. Then the people over there on the right, those are people who can then subscribe to your RSS through whatever it is that they're using. Let's just say it's an iPod. And they can then download your podcast, your audio recording, so to speak, and listen to it wherever they are. And that's basically what a podcast is. So what is podcasting then? Well, it's basically a different way to publish your content online. Normally, if you're a regular blogger, like a WordPress blogger or something like that, you publish an article, which is text, and you hit the publish button, and people can follow your article through the regular RSS feeders, or if they're feed readers, or if you subscribe through email, they might receive an email or something. But podcasting is just another form of getting your content out there, which is more in the audio or video version. And followers can subscribe through RSS, and typically it's an audio broadcast or transmission, but there's also video out there as well. In fact, there's a lot more video out there these days because video is getting quite popular. And then followers can listen to you on various devices like an iPod or a phone or a computer or something like that. So example websites might be blogtalkradio.com. They do a lot of interviews, and they ask different bloggers and internet marketers to come on the airwaves, so to speak, with them and talk about whatever they're known for. And a lot of times you can listen to these live. And then there's another site like Blogcast FM, which doesn't broadcast live, but they record the call through Skype, and then they replay it on they post it on their blog so that people can listen to it. And as an example, I was interviewed by Blogcast FM about my WordPress security product, WordPress Defender, and we recorded on Skype. We talked over Skype, and there was no video, it was just audio. And they recorded our conversation, and in a few weeks he posted it up on his website, and people could just go there and listen to it. So you can listen to that interview right there on the link that I provided. Now, if you want to get into podcasting, or if you just want to get into listening to podcasting, you need to get to know iTunes. That's the place to go. That's the place that people go who do podcasting to upload their videos or audio to. And then you can subscribe to it and download and listen to it from there. So let's look at some tools that you'll need to use if you want to become a podcaster. Now, I'm not necessarily a podcaster. I have done a lot of videos online. I've done audio, and I use a lot of the same tools that a podcaster would use. For example, I'm on Skype. I use WordPress. I'm familiar with FeedBurner. I have recorded calls before, and I've been interviewed from people who are podcasters. So I do have some experience in here. And basically, if you want to become a podcaster, you're going to need some kind of a website. Now, you actually don't need a website because you could just publish your material to iTunes or something like that. But it's nice if you have your own website so you can publish your content to something that you own. WordPress works really well for that because it's built in for community sharing, for people to subscribe to an RSS, so people can get your updates through email, through the RSS, whatever it is. So I like WordPress. There, of course, are other platforms out there. You could use Blogger or TypePad or something like that. And then you're definitely going to want to get FeedBurner. And FeedBurner is an RSS service that you can use, and we talk about that in a different video. But when you subscribe for FeedBurner for your podcast, there's 2 versions in FeedBurner. Make sure you choose the podcast version for your RSS. And then if you're going to do interviews, make sure you use Skype. Now, I'm sure there's other things you can use out there, but from the different people who I've either been interviewed with or I've talked about podcasting and interviewing people, it seems like most everyone uses Skype. That's the popular tool there. And that's probably so popular because so many people use it. If you're the podcaster and you want to interview someone, you want them to have Skype as well, or whatever program you're going to interview them with. And it's very helpful if they're familiar with that. So Skype is used because it's just so popular among people. And then there's 2 tools that you can use for recording Skype calls. Now you can use whatever tool you want to record them. You can just go to Google and type it in, I'm sure. But 2 popular ones here are the Pamela for Skype, which is PC. And now that's only limited to 15 minutes of recording if you get the free version. If you get the paid version, which is somewhere around $25, then you can record however long your interview is. My interview over there on Blogcast FM was about, I think, 40 minutes, somewhere around there. So if you interview someone, usually 15 minutes isn't going to be long enough. And then there's Audio Hijack Pro for Mac, which I haven't used, but I know someone who does and they really love it. And you can get that. I think that's free. You might check their website. That does change, but again, I'm not a Mac user, so I'm not really up on that program there. Some other tools you're going to need. You're going to need a good microphone. And a good microphone, this is the one I'm using. It's the one I'm recording right now with. It's a condenser microphone. It's the AT2020 by Audio-Technica. It's around $100, and I got mine on Amazon.com. And I'll provide a link down there below if you want to get it. That will be an affiliate link, which means if you click on it and buy it from Amazon, I do make a small commission. But I love this microphone. As you can tell, it has a very nice recording. So Audio-Technica 2020, highly suggest it. There are some other microphones you can use, like some laptops come with a microphone. You can use like a headset. I've tried so many different microphones for the videos I do, and none of them compare to this one. And $100 is not a lot of money if you're looking at making this kind of your business or your thing that you do. But, if you don't have the money, just get started. Even if it's just that laptop mic, that's fine. Just get something out there. It's your content that people really want. But I can tell you this, when it comes to podcasting or creating videos or whatever, audio is the most important thing. Now, of course, your content is super important too, but if people can't listen to it because the audio is just so bad, they're going to click away and they won't listen to you. So there's one thing you invest in, a good microphone. I highly suggest it. So now that you've captured your audio, it's good to have some kind of an audio program where you can edit it. For example, this video that I'm doing here, I've taken several breaks just to breathe. I got a drink one time. I wasn't sure what I said. See, I just said there. I might have removed a few ums. And the particular program I'm using is Camtasia because that's good for video. But if you're just doing audio, you can use Audacity, and that's a free program, and I included it right there. And that's good because you can edit out all those areas that you don't want. If there's some background noise, you can kind of remove the background noise, whatever it is. That's a good one to get. You can cut and paste and all that kind of thing, all those sorts of things. So then the other thing is you want to submit your podcast to iTunes because that's where people who want to listen to podcasting, they seem to all like iTunes. And it's really designed, that iTunes store right there is designed for podcasters, and you can create so many different products and put them up there. It's unbelievable. People make a lot of money just building audio or video products, and they submit them to iTunes and people buy them. And of course, you can put them up there for free and everything. So anyways, that's a general overview of podcasting. And if you wanted to get into podcasting, those are the sorts of things you need. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment.